Jasmine, go ahead and hang it up, hun. Just hang it up. Don't even try to campaign for the next election.
Jasmine Crockett accused Lee Zeldin of receiving a donation from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein. Jasmine Crockett's That's the Wrong Jeff.
Guys, welcome back again to another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch my videos. If this is your first time here, my name is Julie. You are welcome to Julie Harrison React. Don't make it your last by subscribing. I came across this video and it's trending right now on TikTok. Jasmine Crockett is trending right now on TikTok for exposing Republicans and of course white Americans, in as much as the whole thing she said doesn't really sit well with some people. They felt like there were so many lies traced on her speech. Some people also applauded her for being brave. I'm gonna let you guys listen to the videos, everything she said, and of course the stuff that got a lot of people reacting. And please let me know what you genuinely think about everything in the comment section. Before then, disclaimer: this content does not in any way promote conflict. This is really for educational purposes and of course creating awareness on the recent trends happening on social medias. Watch these videos.
Jasmine Crockett. When I said at the beginning she's the dumbest woman on planet Earth, I wasn't exaggerating. These people are so ridiculous that I got to make a video about them. Let's pull up the clip of Jasmine Crockett. She go off and she get in grandstand and do all this talking and wronger than 3 left shoes on an 8-legged man. Roll the clip.
You talked about Republicans taking money from a Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what you said.
Who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio.
Hold on, Shawty. Hold on, pause it. If you guys ever set me up like this, you're fired. I can put that in the termination documents. If you ever do research for me and get it this bad, I can't. We got a clean house. All right. You'll find out what I'm talking about in a second. Roll the clip.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people?
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies. Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people. Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says, is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took.
Heavenly Father, somebody help me. Did she just get on CNN and try to make an excuse for her using the wrong Jeffrey Epstein and then said, well, it didn't have to be the right Jeffrey Epstein? You just blasted a man saying Jeffrey Epstein, associating him with the pedophile, that he was paying money to Republicans. Ma'am, just say we messed up. You getting on here blaming your staff and then say you only had 20 minutes before this? You put another man out here blasting him as if he's Jeffrey Epstein. What is happening here? Finish the clip.
Took money from
I did not
a
know.
registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know. When you search FEC files, and that's what I had my team to do, I texted and I said, listen, we're going up. They are saying that she took donations.
Right, but somebody might say, well, your team should have done the homework to make sure it wasn't the convicted sex trafficker.
Within 20 minutes, you could not find that out, not from just doing a quick search on FEC. So, number one, I made sure that I was clear that it was a Jeffrey Epstein, but I never said that it was specifically that Jeffrey Epstein, because I knew that we would need more time to really dig.
First of all, I can see a lawsuit happening. Y'all, I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Grant, when you told me that this was bad, there's no way I thought it was this bad. She's literally justifying the fact that she put another man's name out there because her team couldn't research this in 20 minutes. If you can't find out the truth, don't say nothing. And that's not an excuse. You picked the wrong entire person. And people are probably going to the SEC filings and looking at Jeffrey Epstein, and they're looking at all this stuff, and then they're going after him. Jasmine, come here. Jasmine. I know that weave and that perm and that glue that you put in your hair to keep them tracks in there. I know it's probably messing with your brain. But at some point, you got to stop being silly and sensational or trying to sensationalize these things and operate in facts and reality. You don't have to make Republicans look bad in order to make your point, sis. All you got to do is just find out the truth to say, I don't have any information about who gave money to what, which could be suspicious in and of itself. Just say that, sis. Just say that. Dumbest woman on planet Earth. Now, in the comment section, I want y'all to give it a rating. Who do you think is dumber than Jasmine Crockett? That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard. You put it in the comment section. Let's get to Brian Harpo, who was the security operator, the lead security contractor for Charlie Kirk on the day that he was, for years, almost a decade. But the day that he was actually assassinated, there's a couple other clips that I want to play for you. And this is only for the people that want to know the truth. For all of y'all that want confirmation bias, for all of y'all that's in a cult, and you just going to believe whatever you want to believe no matter what the facts say, I'm not talking about you. You can sit back and watch and comment that I'm getting paid $7,000 if you want. Do whatever you want to do. I couldn't care less.
Jasmine, go ahead and hang it up, hun. Just hang it up. Don't even try to campaign for the next election. This woman said, Lee Zeldin also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein. Lee Zeldin tweeted, yeah, it was a physician named Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. No freaking relation, you genius. And of course, Jasmine Crockett's response was, yeah, unlike Republicans, I don't lie. I said a Jeffrey Epstein, not the Jeffrey Epstein. He was like, my team and I literally only had 20 minutes to search up FEC files before we had to go on a debate. Unlike the Republicans, I wasn't trying to mislead anyone. The woman interviewing her was like, you don't think your team should have done like a little bit more research before giving you that information? She was like, I literally did not know. Like, we only had 20 minutes. And unlike the Republicans, I never said it was the Jeffrey Epstein. I only said it was a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans,
Jasmine Crockett accused Lee Zeldin of receiving a donation from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein. Jasmine Crockett's That's the Wrong Jazz. Not only was she blatantly wrong about which Jeffrey Epstein made the donation, the bigger kicker is the donation in question was made after the Jeffrey Epstein, was pronounced dead. Did she even try? After she was confronted about giving out misleading information, her response wasn't accountability. Her response was, I said somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, not the Jeffrey Epstein. You're right, Jasmine. You weren't misleading the public when you said Jeffrey Epstein, because everybody thinks of the Dr. Jeffrey Epstein when you say Jeffrey Epstein. Come on, gang! That was sarcasm. Crockett recklessly made these accusations defending Stacey Plaskett, who was texting the Jeffrey Epstein for real during a congressional hearing. What the hell? Jeff asked her, is you chewing gum? She said, not anymore. They exchanged a few more messages, and at the end, Jeffrey Epstein tells her, good work. Good work. Stacey, are you working for the House of Representatives or are you working for Epstein? Which one is it? Epstein was obviously pulling strings behind the curtain. Stacey Plaskett, you were one of those strings. Oh my God. And Jasmine had the nerve to tell us we shouldn't be worried about the congresswoman texting the major child predator. Can we be for real? The Democratic Party better get a mop because the beans is about to spill.
This is exactly why we love Jasmine Crockett. We have to thank her every time she goes on CNN or anytime she ever opens her mouth. We just have to say thank you. Because you didn't only say it without knowing the facts behind it, but you doubled down saying that there wasn't a picture and that you didn't even verify the information to see if it was real or not. You just wanted to throw something up there just so you could say, well, I said a Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't say the Jeffrey Epstein. And yet you won't even condemn your party members for actually soliciting money and Jeffrey Epstein's actual assistance. No, you won't do that. And this is what's wrong with politics today, is instead of admitting the mistake, you want to double down, triple down, and then say, oh, well, they didn't have any ill intent. That's why they were soliciting his intent. Come on now.
Hey, Democrats, whatever you do, do not shut Jasmine Crockett up. Please let her keep talking. Let her keep talking. She is helping the Republicans out. Please don't silence her. This dumb broad is still condoning Jeffrey Epstein and Stacey Plaskett texting during a congressional hearing in 2019 so Stacey Plaskett could get information to try and hurt Trump. For the left-wing lunatic reporter Caitlin Collins to give Jasmine Crockett a little bit of pushback and indirectly tell her, hey, you might want to be careful how you answer this, that says a lot. And what did she say at the end? She always reverts to, but Trump, but Trump. It's like my 4-year-old daughter and my 7-year-old daughter arguing. I can get on to one of them for something, and the other one's going to say, but she did this first, but she did that, but she did this. I don't care what the other one did. I'm getting on to you for what you did. Democrats are the same way. The Democratic Party are the ones who's been belly aching and moaning and groaning because they wanted the Epstein files released because they thought it was going to hurt Trump. When, in the end, it's going to backfire on them. And it's absolutely freaking hilarious. This is phenomenal. Keep it up, Jasmine. Keep talking. We love you.
Jasmine Crockett goes before the House of Representatives and says that Republicans were getting money from a Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. What do you think that intent was? She was purposely trying to lie to the American people. Like, we all know this. Then she goes on a news organization. She's like, oh, I said a Jeffrey Epstein on purpose. Not to say that it was the Jeffrey Epstein that we're talking about. Why would she even bring that up? The Republicans got money from a Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. You know that is going to be spun and misinterpreted, and the mainstream media is going to catch that and run with it. She knows what she was doing. She knew the intent was to lie to the American people to drum up hysteria because the Democrats are trying to hide how much Jeffrey Epstein of the Epstein files was involved in Democrat politics. He's even behind Bitcoin. The intent of Jasmine Crockett was absolutely to lie and gaslight the American people. So for her to go on a news organization and say, I said a Jeffrey Epstein, I didn't say the Jeffrey Epstein, what was the whole purpose in bringing it up? We all know. As Americans, we are not this stupid, but maybe some of us are. So this is why you have to vote for politicians who are going to be for the people. Somebody like Jasmine Crockett, one term. Like, she has definitely proven she does not have her constituents and her people in mind because of the continuous lies. What else is she trying to cover? What else is the distraction for the Democrat Party? Why else would she bring up that Republicans got money from Dr. Jeffrey Epstein when it has nothing to do or no association with the Epstein file, Jeffrey Epstein? It just, get rid of these politicians, everybody.
So Jasmine Crockett went on this insane rant on how all these Republicans were receiving money from Jeffrey Epstein. She rattled off a list of names. The only issue was, it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein. So again, Jasmine Crockett makes a fool of herself. But her publicist must have made some ground control. They're trying to say that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein she was talking about. She never said which one. Yeah. It's not going to work when they file a defamation lawsuit against you. Lee Zeldin did a lot of good things for Long Island. She had to mention him. I hope he sues her and I hope he wins. Jasmine Crockett is a disgrace to this country. I think you'll agree with me. Her changing of accents constantly, her lies about her past. She was born rich. Says she wasn't, but she was. She went to the most elite schools in America. Doesn't show by the way she speaks. She hasn't passed a bill. She's done nothing for her district. She's not even seen in her district. What are you supporting when you support Jasmine Crockett? Jasmine, I hope you sued. I hope this is a reality check. You can't just go saying anything you want without checking it.
Well, Jasmine Crockett learned today when she started throwing all these guys' names out saying you took money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's a very common name in America. There's over 300 Americans. One of them was a doctor that donated, and the guy came out and said the Dr. Jeffrey Epstein donated money. Imagine being one of these guys named Jeffrey Epstein. Imagine, I need reservations. What's your name? Last name, Epstein. What's your first name? Jeffrey. I mean, think about this. Is this not the craziest thing? Those poor guys, they're like, they were, I guarantee no other Jewish person is named Jeffrey Epstein since 2019. What do y'all think about that? Is that not crazy? Jasmine Crockett looked like a fool today. And she thought there was only one in this world. But there's actually 300. And one of them's a doctor that donated a lot of money to Republicans. Isn't that crazy? You learn new things every day. But imagine saying, hey, Give me a call. Who are you? Jeffrey Epstein.
So everybody's favorite representative, Jasmine Crockett, went on CNN to slam Trump over the Epstein documents. And no, it did not go the way she planned. She claimed the redacted names on the Epstein files were hidden by Republicans and tried to tie it all back to President Trump. But right there, live on air, CNN's Pamela Brown stopped her and said, actually, those redactions, they came from Democrats. The air in the studio went dead quiet. Crockett froze, stumbled for words, and then changed the subject completely. So instead of landing a hit on Trump, she handed her critics the clip of the week. And suddenly everyone's talking less about Epstein and more about how fast one fact check can flip a headline. It's the modern political moment in a nutshell. More performance, less prep, and a whole lot of viral embarrassment. Jasmine Crockett and her usual sloppy research. I prefer my politics served unfiltered.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What y'all doing? Wig number 2, aka Jasmine Crockett, has put her foot in her mouth. Her mouth is so big she could put her foot and her wig in her mouth. If you're a black woman and you're a Democrat and y'all claim her, y'all need to stop. She making y'all look bad.
I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein, just so that people understand when you make a donation, your picture is not there.
Of course the picture is not there, you big dummy, but the occupation is. Your staff didn't see physician at the bottom of the name? What other Jeffrey Epstein would you be talking about then? The ice cream man? The other Jeffrey Epstein that work at Subways? Girl, please, get out of here, shut up.
My team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
But you did lie. Am I hallucinating? Please, somebody tell me. Am I hallucinating? Ain't this you talking? Or is that your wig talking for you?
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly. Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin.
You can't say Jeffrey Epstein's and thinking that we're going to think about somebody else named Jeffrey Epstein. That's just asinine and stupid. You know what you was alluding to. You know who you was talking about. You did. And just admit it. You put your foot in your mouth. And your wig. Again. You or your team needs to be fired immediately. What the hell? You and your staff needs to be fired immediately. If I was Lee Zeldin, I would sue you for defamation. I would take it to the highest court. Democrats, didn't I tell y'all not to open up Pandora box? Y'all opened it. Now all the Democrats are falling out of that damn box, like Hakeem's Jeffries. Y'all didn't even mention Bill Clinton or Hillary. The hell? Why y'all not talking about all the Democrats that's on that list? Y'all just want to get Trump. But y'all got to be quicker than that. You got to be quicker than that. Shut the fuck up. Leave us alone about Jeffrey Epstein, okay? It's over. You know, Jasmine Crockett's appearance on CNN revealed quite a lot. I'm going to use the word exposed because, to be very honest, she was dropping those things like bars. She was calling a lot of names, people that actually took money, the fact that this whole thing might be fake Epstein files, and lots of things that she revealed. And I can tell you for free that there is no way she would come up with all those things if they are not true. I have listened to a lot of people, and of course the videos and statistics I shared here, why so many people, even the black people, some of them were against her. They felt like there were so many lies traced on everything she said. I think right now, this is no longer black Americans versus white Americans. I think it is more like party things now. Yeah, if you can read through everything and people's reaction, you could tell that it is more like the Democrats are having issues with the Republicans, trying to expose the Republicans. The Republicans are also having a lot of issues with the Democrats, because I don't understand why people felt like she lied. People felt like she lied, but I can't just wait for these Epstein files to be out. I don't know why all of it, but I can understand her. I understand her because we already know that this whole thing has been delayed. All of a sudden, Orange Man started pushing it ahead. He wanted everything to be out. Like, make it make sense. Why delay it so badly and all of a sudden you want to push the Epstein files out? That means there are so many things that has gone wrong with the files. That means whatever thing you want to push out there is no longer the original files. But as Jasmine said, she said that she has the original one. And of course, they should bring out whatever thing they want to bring out, and they will definitely see what the original one looks like. I also made a video yesterday where a guy was talking about how he thinks that the Republicans are doing everything in their power to take Trump's name out of the files, and it's beginning to make sense, because just like we already know what is going on and how this world is being positioned, when things are not favoring you, you would find a way to block it. And someone also made a point that I kind of vibed with. The person was like, that had it been the files had some black folks' name in it, it would have been long released. So it's beginning to make sense. I know the whole disagreements and everything, people sharing what they feel about the files. I just believe that the only thing that's going to calm all these people down, both the Democrats, the Republicans, is if finally the file is being released and everything will be surfaced. But I just hope and believe that there is no sort of alterations or tampering with the files, because if they do that, that means they want to see the other side of Black Americans. They want to see the other side of Black people, because you wouldn't come up on us to apportion the whole thing on us, and you would go scot-free. And I just hope that in as much as this PDF, these people are gullible people, the way to go about this is to find a way to penalize them and, of course, rescue the victims, and, sanction law should just take its course. And I'm just so disappointed that I even saw another video that even the lawmakers' names are in these files. If the people that are meant to punish people involving in PDFs are now the culprits of these crimes, how will justice be served? I'm just done with these Epstein files. If you tune into CNN every day, that's what they're talking about. They are revealing it, airing it from Africa, from the world, talking about the files and all that. And no one, like literally, all Africans are already aware of these Epstein files, and we cannot wait for it to be released. At the end, if that makes sense. Thank you guys once again for jumping on. Now, please let me know what you think about everything Jasmine Crockett said. Do you agree with her, or do you think she was only capping? Just let me know what you genuinely think about it, and which party are you supporting, because it's beginning to make sense that this whole back and forth backlash on social media has quite a lot to do with the parties right now, and not just the other way around. I'm going to end here. My name is Julie. If this is your first time coming across my face, please consider smashing the subscribe button to be part of this great family. I would like to have you here. Great community. And please remember, we do not support any form of bullying, harassment. This content is really for educational purposes and, of course, creating awareness on the recent trends happening on social media. So I would like to have you here. Do subscribe for more videos. Bye, guys.